This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay. We've mentioned in the past that at the end of every Parsha, there's a siman to the number of Pesukim at the end of the Parsha. And the end of Parshas Vayechi, it says, Pei Pesukim. Pe el Pe siman. And that triggered something in my mind. We mentioned in the past, and actually, if I may, I'm going to make a little commercial here for the new Sefer on Shemais that just came out, hot off the press. You could get it at better Sfarim stores. You could get it at our site, rabbidg.com. If you look in the very last piece on Sefer, on Parshas Pekudei, we talk about the Simanim at the end of the Parsha. We bring over here that from the Sefer Taras Yaakov, Rabbi Yaakov Chaim Sofer, he attributes the Simanim to the Balei HaMasorah. So what is exactly the significance of 85 Pesukim in Parshas Vayechi? I think we could say very beautifully. There's another book in Tanakh that has 85 Pesukim. Anybody remember what it is? Sefer Rus has 85 Pesukim. What's the connection between Parshas Vayechi and Sefer Rus? The answer is, when we study the Birchas Yaakov, it's traditionally called Birchas Yaakov. Why is it called Birchas Yaakov? Is it Birchas Yaakov? I mean, examining what it is, it's a little bit unusual. Ruvain just is castigated. He's reprimanded. Shimon and Levi, Oror Apam. Doesn't sound like a bracha, sounds more like an oror. Asher, he's told to be a baker. Is that a bracha? I mean, bakers are good, but is that a bracha? Zvulun is given real estate advice. So what exactly are the Birchas Yaakov? And none of the Mefarshim really offer one thematic approach to explain the Birchas Yaakov. And we've spoken out in the past the amazing approach of Rav Don Yitzchak Abarbanel. The Abarbanel understands that Yaakov Avinu is laying on his deathbed, and he sees that his family is different than in previous generations. While in the past Avraham had one son Yitzchak, Yitzchak had one son Yaakov, Yaakov has 12 children. They're about to form a nation, and a nation needs a melech. And what Yaakov Avinu needs to do is determine who is the correct son to be the melech. And he goes through the respective qualities of all of his children, explaining why none of them are worthy to be melech except for one particular one. Ruvain, you're impetuous. You can't be the melech. A king has to act deliberate. Shimon and Levi, you have a temper. It's good, you want to be a rebbe? Good, you'll stand up for the halacha. But you can't be a melech. Asher, you're not a melech. V'hu yitain madanimech. You're the baker who makes delicacies for the king. Zavulon, you're not a melech. You're a businessman. Imagine someone comes into the palace and they stand in front of the king, bows before the king, and the king opens up his jacket. He says, "Hey, you want to buy a watch?" You know, the king can't be a businessman. There's only one individual who's worthy to be the king, who has the strength, the endurance, the humility, the majesty. Yehuda, lo yasur shevet mi Yehuda. What about Yosef? There was one disqualifying factor with Yosef. Vayamaru varoibu. Yosef elicited the jealousy of the brothers. Therefore, he cannot be the king. Yosef cannot be the king. What is the tachlis of Parshas Vayechi? The tachlis of Vayechi is establishing Malchus Beis David. Therefore, it parallels Sefer Rus in the number of Pesukim. They both have 85 Pesukim. Now, Pi Kabbalah, the Yesoi, the Sphira of Malchus, is called Peh. Malchus Peh, Torah Shabal Peh. Malchus, the Sphira of Malchus is the Torah Shabal Peh. Therefore, since both Vayechi and Sefer Rus establish Malchus Beis David, which is Malchus Peh, they both have 85 Pesukim, B'siyata d'shmai, it's a very beautiful approach to why Parshas Vayechi and Sefer Rus parallel each other. They both have 85 Pesukim. There you go.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.